welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, and extra warm welcome to you. Grab a snack, stay for a while, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Okay, so as you read it on the title, we are going to go through some of my favorite brushes that I pretty much use every single time I do my makeup. These are like my absolute favorite brushes. If I could only have 15 brushes, these are the 15 brushes that I would have. Most of the brushes I'll be naming today are pretty affordable. I think just one might be a little more on the expensive side, maybe two. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. All right, so we are going to start with the base. And the first brush I am going to mention is going to be a Morphe foundation brush. As you can see, this is like a domed brush. I'm apologizing in advance because most of these are dirty. I had to use them today to do my makeup, so yeah. This one is a pretty firm brush. I have definitely tried to use brushes that are like this, or like the flat kabuki brushes that aren't as dense, and I just don't like them. As far as foundation brushes, this is my absolute favorite. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH03. I'll go ahead and put the prices of all these brushes down below here somewhere, but yes, my favorite foundation brush is this one. You don't necessarily have to get the Jaclyn Hill collection one. They do have a normal Morphe one, which is the M439. Next brush is going to be my absolute favorite concealer brush, and this is a recent find. I did have another brush that I absolutely loved, but it was like an Amazon brush that I got, oh my gosh, at least 5 years ago, and I just couldn't find a brush that was similar to it. I finally did, and this is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH08, and that's what she looks like. It's pretty firm, and I just really enjoy it because it literally fits perfect right under my eyes for when I blend out my concealer. Next is the brush that I use for powder. Now, I see a lot of YouTubers always use a huge brush that looks like this. This is an e.l.f. brush. It's just a powder brush. This for me is too big. Everything just goes everywhere, and I find it that a brush that's similar to this I prefer. It's fluffy, but it's also firm, so you don't have the powder going everywhere, and you actually know exactly where you're putting the powder down. I don't know exactly the brand because I can't really read it, but I do remember that I also got this brush in a brush set from Amazon at least 5 years ago. If I could say a similar brush to this, I would probably say the Sigma F30, but even still, this one's a tiny bit bigger, and I don't use this as much for powder just because I feel like it's too big. So if you see any brush that's fluffy but not too big that looks like this, I think it'll work perfect for all over powder for sure. All right, the next two brushes are for contour, and one is for cream and one is for powder. Now, the reason I'm showing you two of them is because I don't always do powder contour, although I do prefer to do powder contour. So the one that I use for powder contour is the Morphe M536. This is what she looks like. As you can see, it's just a tiny bit pointy, and I don't know, I just feel like it's perfect to get right in there to make sure that I get my contour like nice and precise. For the powder is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH05. This is what she looks like. Super fluffy brush, and the reason I enjoy this for contour is because if you hold it at an angle like this, you can literally get right in there and just contour and chisel your cheeks down to the T. I love this brush. I also really love how soft it is. I really think that Morphe did a really good job. All right, This one is a bronzer brush. Yes, I use two different brushes. A lot of YouTubers out there, for some reason, like to use a very fluffy brush for bronze. I mean, don't get me wrong, to each their own. So this is one of Jaclyn Hill's brushes. This is the JH02, and I see a lot of YouTubers using this for their bronzer. This thing is huge. I tried using it for bronzer, but it's too big. Too big. So I went ahead and bought this JH13, and this one is just a tiny bit pointy, so I can be a little more precise, and it works better. This one's still just a tiny too big. If it was a tiny bit smaller, I think I would love it even more, but for now, this is the one that I use for my bronzer, and it works beautifully. Alright, now for my under eye. When I powder my under eyes, I used to bake and I stopped baking because I have very dry under eyes. Now what I do is I literally just put a tiny bit of powder under my eyes, and it's just to set the concealer down. I have tried not setting my concealer, and for me it just does not work. To each their own, everyone is different, but for me, myself, and I have to powder my under eye. And this I actually learned from one of my favorite YouTubers, which is Bailey Sarian. She actually uses one of the flat foundation brushes for under her eyes, and I saw her do it, and I thought to myself, that is genius, because you literally can get perfectly right under your eyes. All you have to do is dip it in, tap the excess, and then boom, and you are set. This is the Luxie 510. You can use any flat foundation brush to do it. It doesn't have to be a Luxie brush. I think Luxie brushes are a little bit more on the pricier side. This came in a BoxyCharm, so I don't even know how much this cost. The next brush that I am going to show you is the Morphe M500, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of YouTubers use this brush over and over and over and over again, but the way they use it is not the way I use it. This is my sweeper brush. So whenever I have, like say I put too much powder under my eyes, this is what I use to sweep it off. Say I have a little bit of fallout, or like my mascara is flaking a little bit, this is what I use to sweep things off. That's pretty much all I use this for. And sometimes if I want to sweep like a little bit of powder under, not right under my eyes, but like right under my eyes, right here in this area, then I'll use it because it's very fluffy, so like it's a minimal powder that you would put on there with this brush. It's pretty much my sweeper brush, and it sweeps extra stuff on my face away. Okay, the next brush is the Morphe M501. And I am pretty sure that I learned about this brush from Jaclyn Hill, and this is my favorite highlighter brush. I bought this after, I think she was talking about her favorite brushes, and I think the brushes I was using for highlighter just were not, oh, I was using the fan brush. Yes, the fan brush. I was using fan brush for my highlighter, and I was just hating how it would just look like I have like a straight line, you know? And so when Jaclyn Hill mentioned this brush on her channel, I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and try it and see if I like it. And I did, and I do love it. And it's perfect. It works amazing. It literally, yeah, you could tell. Look at my highlighter. It looks beautiful. Alright, next will be the last and final face brush, and then we'll move on to the 5 brushes that I have for the eyes, that you can create a full eye look with just those 5 brushes. So the last brush I'm going to mention, which is a blush brush, and is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH04. It's just your regular fluffy little slanted brush. Morphe and Jaclyn Hill's collection, their brushes are seriously, those brushes are great. I think that Jaclyn Hill did a very good job with those brushes. Like seriously, they are so soft. I mean, I have washed this brush so many times and it doesn't lose the softness of it. It's a really, really, really good brush. Now for the 5 eye brushes that I picked, and I'm 100% sure you can create a whole eye look with just these 5 brushes. The first one I am going to mention is the Morphe M504, and this is just a fluffy brush, and this is the brush that I pretty much use all the time for my crease to lay down my transition color. It's super fluffy. It works beautifully. It blends the eyeshadow amazing. Pretty much every eye look I use this brush. All right, the next brush is going to be the Morphe M441. Everyone's different. Everyone either prefers natural hair bristles or synthetic bristles. Me personally, I do see a difference, yes. The natural hair ones definitely perform a little bit better. It's natural hair, you know? But the one thing that I do hate about them is that they shed. And with synthetic brushes, unless it's like a very cheap brand, that doesn't happen too often. At least with the brushes that I have, not many of them shed. The ones that do are the ones that are like very cheap quality. This brush performs beautifully. It has a little bit of a point. It's super soft. I have washed this brush so many times, and I use this for the crease, and it also helps you blend out as well. It's a great crease brush. I really love it, and I definitely pick this up pretty much every single time I do my eyeshadow. All right, the next brush is the Morphe M330, and this one is a synthetic brush. This I also use on the crease, or say I'm doing like a little bit of a smoked out halo eye. I'll also use it to be very precise in the inner corner and the outer corner. Sometimes I use it to blend out on the bottom if I really want it to be blown out. All right, the next one is going to be the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH40. This I absolutely love for when I really want to be precise in my eye. So say I'm working with black, because black is such a scary eyeshadow color. I usually grab this one. No, not usually. I always grab this brush because it's small and it's pointy and it's fluffy, and you can just be so precise. Like, I love this brush. Last but not least is one of the more expensive brushes, and this is the Sigma E54 medium sweeper. So as you can tell, this one's like almost flat, and then it's like round. This is more of like a packing brush, and that's usually what I tend to use this for. I also like to use this for when I'm laying down either foiled or like shimmer shades. It's a very good brush to, like, especially when you're doing a halo eye, to just kind of tap it in and just blend it out a little bit. It's a great brush. That is all of my favorite brushes right now. Literally, if I could only have 15 brushes, these are the 15 brushes that I would pick to have. I could create a full face with all of these brushes. But yeah, that is it, guys. All of my favorite brushes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a little bit. Maybe you pick up some of these brushes. I also wanted to do a little Ulta gift card giveaway with this video. Ta-da! Surprise! Just so that you might be able to pick up one or two of these brushes that I mentioned today. It's only a $20 gift card. That's all I can do right now, but I just really want to show you guys how much I appreciate you. All you have to do is comment down below what your favorite part about doing your makeup is. Is it the base? Is it the eyes? Is it your lashes? Is it blush? Is it highlighter? What is your favorite portion of doing your makeup? For me, definitely the eyes. I just feel like any eye look just completes the whole look. So make sure to give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel in order to be entered into the giveaway. So yeah, go ahead and comment down below your favorite part of doing your makeup, and I will pick a winner hopefully in a week, maybe a week and a half. Don't forget to include an Instagram handle or your email, whichever works best for you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really had fun showing you guys what my favorite brushes are right now, and most of them are affordable, so that makes me happy as well. Alright, don't forget, guys, subscribe, give this video a big ol' thumbs up, comment down below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!